Video recording for review ad is provided by Whatburner. Take Skype video to the next level. Record, edit, upload at vodburner.com. Our first topic for today, so that Pearson pays for your edunings, or at least the smallest eduning in the US. What should we think about it? I mean, yesterday I think the message or the news broke that they bought the Wall Street Institute. They partnered with a lot of companies in online education already. So, will we all soon speak Pearson? Is that a little bit too dominant, how they spread in online education? Or what's your take on this? Is it actually a good thing that they now invest and also engage themselves that much in the various fields of online teaching, technology as well? I'm a little bit between the both, probably more heading towards it's a little bit dominant compared to other publishers and their engagement. But what do you think?
Pearson are very interesting because out of the big four publishers, they seem to be the only one with a digital strategy. In fact, they see themselves as a digital company in 10, 20 years' time, and they're aggressively going out and doing it. So I think that explains the difference between them and the other publishers. They actually see themselves as a digital company and going out and trying to make that happen, and nobody else is. This particular deal is interesting because what I want to know is how much data from the Ning does Pearson have access to through this? Because Ning obviously have some ownership over the data that's put on there. It'd be a very useful marketing resource for Pearson. They'd be able to know which educational institutions, what kind of people, what age of people, what demographic is using social networks to learn, what sort of things are they learning, and that would be gold dust for any educational company wanting to operate in America. So I wonder if that's included in their deal there.
That was actually my point, because I was asking myself with their various partnerships and so on, so they must have an incredible source of data already throughout or via these partner companies. So I already, to be honest, I asked myself, what's the sense in sponsoring some of these Nings? I mean, a Ning of 25 people cannot be too interesting for a huge publishing company, publishing house like this. But of course, if you see that if they sponsor 1,000 of these Nings or even more, I don't know of what numbers Pearson think of. But of course, it would give them a very representative cut through, as you said, the variety of educators, all the groups, the age groups as well. Who use a Ning to do whatever and what they do, of course.
And it's an amazing branding exercise for them as well. They've been very aggressive. They've been sponsoring a lot of startup activities recently. I think they want to be known as a startup VC or angel investor type company. It seems to be sort of part of that branding, sort of sponsoring little projects for individual users to use, just to get the name out there. Sort of someone that does that. So, I mean, we'll see. I think Pearson overall, they're doing a lot of things in the hope that some of them will work in the end. And so I'm not sure how much future there is in this. But we'll see.
And then shouldn't it worry when one of the very big players seems to have quite a precise digital strategy, which is, I think, is a strong point and a good point. So shouldn't it be a little bit worrying for the others, or at least a time or a signal to wake up and also see what they can do about digital strategy, online educational strategy? I mean, it's about time.
Yeah, It definitely is about time. The others have made sort of small moves. Macmillan Campus is obviously known. I'm not sure how many people are still using it, but it's well known. Individual companies have been bought up by the other publishers, sort of on a very small scale, but nothing compared to Pearson.
Mm-hmm.
So it is inspiring that the others haven't done this, and Pearson are the only ones out there. It's good for Pearson, and it's impossible to explain why the others are not doing it.
Yeah, of course, we don't have an answer for that, although I would say with these moves and to see how Pearson spreads, well, yeah, the others they take themselves more back, and as you said, they invest or they partner with smaller companies, and here and there a little bit. Maybe they are figuring out their strategy, or they are shaping a little bit, yeah, but
Yeah. I mean, even in terms of the staffing, Pearson sort of seem to have a good architecture staff dedicated to building digital companies, whereas the other publishers don't really. So I'm not sure that anybody else really does take it seriously yet. So
yeah.
maybe they feel they can't compete with Pearson, which would be a bad thing.
That would be a really a bad thing. Maybe they think, okay, there's a lot going on in this field and market at the moment, but nobody is like, no business maybe is taking off like a rocket. So we have some time to like scan the market, see what's going on, and then when it's the right point in their perspective, they will come and maybe present their strategy, although I'm a little bit doubtful about that. So.
Yeah, that's what I said. So they could be waiting for companies to become successful and pay a lot more for a successful company,
Yeah.
rather than less for a risky one. So that may be, but I'm a bit skeptical at this stage.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll get their act together soon.